it seemed Punjab did not turn up and Delhi just walked over them.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Straight Bat with Gulf News and Mr. Cricket UAE, that is Anis Sajan. We are here to discuss today's IPL match, which is a completely one-sided match with Delhi Capitals won against the Punjab Kings. To learn more about that, let's head over to Anis Sajan.
Thank you, Sham. Hi, Satish. Hi, Anmol. And hello to all the lovely people of Gulf News. Well, I think the first match, which I would say totally one-sided, there have been 32 games. There have been few games which have been very close. Some games have been not so close, but this one was like a total dampener. It seemed Punjab did not turn up and Delhi just walked over them.
We have with us a Punjab Kings supporter, that is Anmol Verma. I think I was telling him off camera that it was the wrong day to come on the show. But Anmol, don't worry about that. Tell us what went wrong with Punjab Kings today.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm very disappointed today after the performance of the team. None of them really came up except Jitesh Sharma. Everyone was intent was not there with the players. I've seen no intent. Livingston was not performing. Bairstow is not performing, and we have in form Rajapaksha, and he's being bombing bench because of no reason. I have no words to say after this match. Net run rate is in minus. Everything is in minus for Punjab Kings.
Yeah, you could make a good point about Rajapaksa, but we'll discuss that later on this show because he has been a name which has been figuring in our discussions far too often. Satish, Punjab Kings, they say they just keep on blazing away in all the matches. They, irrespective of the situation, each batsman comes in and just attacks. That has been their mantra. If you remember last year, Kolkata Knight Riders under Oy Morgan, and this is a philosophy spread by the Kolkata Knight Riders coach Brendan McCullum, and looks like Punjab seems to have adopted. Was this downfall anyway linked to that?
Sam, T20 is played the same way. Like, of course, it's evolving. You don't maybe the openers go first straight all out and start hitting the balls straight away. But what is happening is with the Punjab, the openers are not in form. They are not getting runs, and they are not getting runs consistently. That's the key. Like if you look at what Rabada literally cried yesterday in one of the interviews, he said the batters are not consistent. The inconsistent performance. How are the bowlers going to bowl? So that is a big issue. You might score runs in one game, but again, I think what has happened is more than anything, the roles are not defined. If you want to attack, that's fine, but if there is an attack, if the plan A works, go with it. If the plan A doesn't work, say the opener gets out, there is always a plan B. You have to the next number 3. Bairstow is a very good batsman who can play all 20 overs, but I think the roles are not defined. That I think is the more of that's the downfall than going for an attack, because T20 is played that way. That's fine, but still you don't really go at one pace and get yourself knocked out at some point in time.
And it's 50 for 4. I mean, normally you would expect a partnership there. That didn't happen, although Jitesh Sharma tried. Do you think if part of the reason is anything to do with the team selection? Here, I would bring back the name of Rajapaksa.
Well, like Anmol mentioned, I am actually baffled myself why Rajapaksha was dropped. He was going well. It is very easy to point fingers because Bairstow has not been scoring runs. So Bairstow was the replacement for Rajapaksha. Had Bairstow scored runs, we probably wouldn't have been talking about it. But this guy was giving them that blazing start. But just to add on to the point of Satish, where he said that after plan A, there's no plan B. Well, out of the 7 games, they've scored in 3 games big runs. In 4 games, they have succumbed to nothing. Like against KKR, they scored 150. Today was a game to forget. Then there was one more game against Sunrisers Hyderabad, where they managed just 150 after being 135 in 15 overs. So there is no planning, and I'm afraid it is all got to do with the think tank which is sitting in the dugout, which is Mr. Anil Kumble. I've always said that he doesn't wear the thinking cap of a coach. He's more of an headmaster type of a coach, and I would blame him flatly on this show.
Pretty much it is the same show from Punjab Kings pretty much every year, isn't it? As a Punjab fan, Anmol, you must be disappointed with the Punjab performance every year, because they go into a slump, they come back, again they go into a slump, and this year is no different, despite having a decent team. How do you see that?
Yeah, it's been 14 years. I have been supporting this team year after year. They came down, but my support for the team is never has been gone from my heart. This team is meant everything to me. This team has given me ups. This team has given me downs also. But I will always support this team. Nevertheless, what's
Where's
the
the up?
performance of the team?
Where is the up?
No,
You
there
made it to
is
the
the up.
finals only
There is
once.
the up 3 games, sir.
That's okay.
Anmol, that's what Anis was saying. They win 3 games and they go and lose another 5 games. So
Yeah, that's a problem with the players, because some will perform in the 1 or 2 matches, and another they will not perform in the next 5 matches. The bowlers are doing much better, but if the batters are not giving them the much target to defend, they are nothing.
Anyway, hats off to you for continuing to support them, because over the years I've not seen something. Punjab coming anywhere close to even making the last 4, isn't it? So, I really appreciate your support there. Satish, again, again, a tactical question for you. Prithvi Shaw and David Warner were blazing away. David Warner blazing away. But there was no sign of spin until quite late, even after it came only in maybe in the 8th over, actually. Given that the Punjab spinners were holding sway, don't you think that was too late in the match to introduce them?
Nisham, I think the first 6 overs of power play, I think that has set that tone. So after that, whether because what has happened with the field restrictions, they know that Prithvi Shaw and Warner, they play the spinners well. So I think I'm just saying about 6 overs, they were about 75, 80 runs. So that itself is like it was a very difficult call, because they don't have the runs. Whether you bring the spinners or whether I think they have given up the match even before they started. That I think that's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, we have with us Delhi Capitals fan here. That is Yatharth Talreja, if I'm right?
Yes,
You
yes,
are
certainly.
late into the show, but we will grant it to you simply because Delhi Capitals won. See, given the COVID worries they have, two of their players have been tested positive, and the 4 of their support staff, which means they are not in a good space. So, despite given that they have put up a good show, how do you see the match, the win today?
I mean, it was a morale boosting win for them. You are coming back after all, such a hard decision. They're certainly not in a good space. Going back into the quarantines. 2 of your major players, back in COVID positive, Mitchell Marsh and Tim Seifert. I mean, that's a huge loss. But coming after this win will just boost them on to certain heights and clouds. They would be actually on cloud 9. I mean, this was just as critical victory as it could have ever got. I feel that they could have got all the games. I mean, we have lost 3 games, but out of those 3, we had the potential to win all the 2 games, rather 3 games to be honest. So this side has the capability, but it's more often how complete team performance we can build in with partnerships at the very right time and ticking all the boxes. So this was, I mean, you can talk about this win, but this is a very long tournament. There are 10 teams. It's going to be a neck-to-neck competition. So we just need to continue this momentum because DC has won 2 dominant games, but it's about how many games you can win on a trot because you need points as well as run rate is very decent at the moment. The run rate is best among all the 10 teams to be honest, and it's just about continuing the momentum. The next game is against the Rajasthan Royals, who are coming after a predominant win. They have orange cap as well as purple cap in the same 11, so it's going to be a mouth-watering contest yet again.
And where do you see the Delhi Capitals going from here? This is certainly such an overwhelming win. It must be a huge fillip for them.
Sham,
Certainly is.
yeah.
And more that is to Anis.
Sham, I remember mentioning about Delhi Capitals looking a very strong side, and I have said them they might be the front runners to make it too. But after the performances, what they showed up with a very strong team in the last game, I felt that they probably are losing their shape. But today's win, after what happened into the camp about the COVID, was like a perfect vaccination or a relief for them to win and win big. And mind you, with this win, their net run rate has jumped to 0.94 plus from 0.019 or whatever they were. So this will not only definitely help them get that points, but this net run rate, if that they have to clash with some other team going forward, because now they also have remaining 9 games to go. So they have a lot of chance to make it, rather 8 games to go. 6 they have played. So I believe they are the front runners to make it to the playoffs. But this IPL, as I said, is very tight. Every day we see a different result. Today, one team wins. Tomorrow, the other team goes. The same team goes down. So difficult to judge. But I will still back Delhi.
Anmol, what do you think of Punjab's prospect? I know this has been a bad defeat, but they still can come back. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I definitely believe in that. Last year we also made a comeback. Last year we lose 6 games in a row, and after that we made a comeback and winning the 5 games in a row. Rather this time also, as Yathar said, that it will be a neck-to-neck competition. I also believe that Punjab needs to win their next 5 games in a row with 7 left. I think so. Seven left.
Sorry to interrupt. Whom do you think will score?
Yeah, Liam Livingstone. Obviously, Liam Livingstone will score.
One
Shikhar
person
Dhawan
cannot
will
score the
score.
entire runs.
No. I'm not saying that one person will score the entire answer. Shikhar Dhawan had to step up. Bairstow, if I'm not sure that Bairstow will come or Rajpaksha, I don't sure about this thing. But Shikhar Dhawan has to score, and Mayank Agarwal has to take the lead. Has to take the charge of taking the team up front.
Coming to Delhi, how do you see their prospects in the coming matches?
I mean, you have got a lot of boxes to be ticked. I mean, to be honest, you're playing with just 3 foreigners. That's a big boost that, we are concentrating more on an Indian players and they're giving us a result. So, Rajasthan Royals, they have got plenty of options. Trent Bolt is going to be one of the major threats. That battle between Trent Bolt and Prithvi Shaw is going to be something that Prithvi Shaw needs to tackle, and also the ball going away from the David Warner. So if we tackle Trent Bolt perfectly, then I feel that 25% of the job is done. And beware of Josh Butler. If Josh Butler gets going, it's going to be really, very hard. So bring Khalil and Mustafizur right up, ball leaving. Josh Butler does shapes him up in the early 6 overs. If we get him there, then the game is almost very set, because Rajasthan Royals look a very powerful team on paper, but if you look them at detail, they don't have a finisher. If you stack 4 wickets up front, they would be really, very tacky. If you get Hetmaya, you get Samson, you get Josh Butler, you've got their nerves right here. You'll get your tails right up there. And if we can catch them there, because batting has been one of the major strengths, but if we keep our bowling on the point just we had today, because 185 was a fast score today and we restricted them to 115. So if the bowling is, certainly of this level, or maybe 25% of this level, then certainly the game would be in the hands of the Capitals again.
Satish, I just want to speak about one person today, and I want your opinion on that. That is the Delhi left-arm seamer, Khalil Ahmed. I know you have supported him in one of the previous shows. And if you look at Khalil, has been when he was with Sunrisers Hyderabad, he was pretty expensive. He was getting wickets, but he was very, very expensive. But moving over to Delhi, he's been a completely different bowler. How do you think is the reason for or what do you think is the reason for the transformation?
Cham, Khalil was here when India won the Asia Cup. He was one of the main bowlers. He played in the UAE. I have seen a couple of matches of him. He's a pretty intelligent bowler even then. Probably what has also happened is 2 things. One, as you age, you also become more mature and you know how to handle things and you get more experience. That could be one. And I think in between he was hampered with a lot of injuries. I would think so. So now maybe he's fully fit. The mental block is not there, because once you have an injury at the back of your head, you'll be more worried about not doing certain things right. You'll be half doing certain things, half measures. So now with no injuries, I think that should have eased his brain to perform to the full extent. And he has always been a good performer, and he is a very wily bowler. As a fast bowler, he has all the variations, and I think probably that's the reason, Sham. Like he has become mature, as well as he is injury free at this point in time.
And he also gives 100% every single time.
Of course,
Before we wind up, Anis, let us know about the competition.
Yeah, Sham, you got to predict the winner every day. We have a contest where predicting the winner is tough, but if you're a cricket buff, log on to your favorite page, Gulf News, predict the winner, and you walk away with a beautiful apparel kit, as you can see with Anmol is wearing. Here you get a t-shirt, track, as well as a cap, and a Gulf News 1-year subscription.
Yes, predicting has been difficult, but I think today they would have got it right. Most people would have got it right today. But tomorrow is a tricky match. Actually, two of the heavyweights, two teams which have something like 9 of the 14 titles between them are facing each other. Mumbai Indians take on Chennai Super Kings. So who will win? Anmol, you go first.
I think that Mumbai should open their charge and they should get the 2 points.
Why do you think that? Because they have 6. They lost all the 6 matches. So what makes you think they will win?
Yeah, I will say that Pollard is not in the form. It will take a one momentum.
Nobody is in form there, right?
Because nobody is except Deval Bravis. He's brilliantly performing from Mumbai, but he's not getting the support from all of them. Bowling is pathetic from the Mumbai Indians because of their auction strategy. I would completely say on this show that Mumbai's auction strategy was pathetic this time. I can't expect this from their management. But after that, I believe from my heart that Mumbai will win this.
Okay, Yatharth, do you agree with Anmol?
I would have loved to, but I am afraid I'm not, because Chennai Super Kings, if you look at the season, Chennai and Mumbai have been on the bottom of the point table for quite some time, but Mumbai got it wrong on the auction table. And on the other hand, you've got a team like Chennai Super Kings who have got a very decent squad, but it's just that they're not clicking at the very right time. All the matches that Chennai have lost, it's not that they've lost it on a completely one-sided game. I mean, they were in the competition till the very last over, or they had quite some phases when they were in the complete momentum of the game, but it was at some tricky situation where they missed it out. On the other hand, you've got Mumbai Indians who have got a lot of holes in between. They don't have a fast bowler. You don't have a reliable spinner. You can't rely upon Morgan Ashwin, can't you? So, I mean, they lost it at the auction table, but Chennai Super Kings did definitely have a decent squad. It's just that Jadeja is new to the captaincy role, so maybe he's taking some time to settle in. Probably there is some news that Arjun Tendulkar might get his debut cap for Mumbai Indians. So it's good to see that, when Mumbai knows that the season is done and dusted, they're trying and giving opportunities to youngsters. But I feel that Chennai Super Kings is a better side than Mumbai. So I'm backing the Chennai Super Kings.
I completely agree with you. Your argument is very, very sound there. But I don't know. Do I have to ask Satish who will win tomorrow?
Sham. Yes, you don't have to actually. I'm a Chennai fan, and I always support them. But as Yatharth said, they have not lost single-sided matches. They have been there till the end. Number one, and number two, even the last 2 games, probably one error here and the final over, maybe that would have cost them. But I think by and large, the previous game they beat Royal Challengers Bangalore quite handsomely. So I think the confidence is back, and almost all the players are set there. Maybe of course with Rituraj coming good as well. So it's all falling into place. So that way, Mumbai is still not having a winning combination at this point in time, and that's the difference I'm trying to make it here.
Yeah, things are falling into place for Chennai, but it's coming a little too late. But Anis, I know you are a huge Mumbai fan. So are you going to pick Mumbai tomorrow?
6 out of 6 I've got it wrong, Sham, in a row. So I am going to close
No,
my
I
eyes
am there with
tomorrow.
you.
I'm going to close my eyes and probably go with Chennai just because they are the better
Thank
team.
you, Anis bhai.
I have nothing to say. As you know, Mr. Cricket UE, I feel that I am getting a lot of flack for my comments for supporting a team and then the team going down.
Welcome,
That's what
welcome,
I
Anis
keep
bhai.
saying.
Welcome to my.
Anis bhai, like we've been saying, this year's contest has been completely, baffled us in the sense like you could never pick a match, never pick a winner even in a single match for that matter. And even to win the tournament, we've been picking teams every two matches or every three matches later. But even that is going wrong. So, like I said, we can keep predicting that nobody can dissuade from that. So, but as far as tomorrow's match is concerned, I will go with the Yatharth's argument there. What he said is spot on. So, my pick would be Chennai as well. So, thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you for tuning in. For the latest updates and more developments, please log on to gulfnews.com and all our social media channels. See you tomorrow. Good night.